Stephanie, I see that this is Deborah Gorman. I live in Ohio, but I see you are from Brookline, and my sister-in-law lived in Brookline
Oh,
many.
probably my neighbor.
Yeah, how about that?
Who's your sister-in-law?
Well, it was Jean Gorman. Her name is, we have the same last name, obviously, but yeah,
Okay.
Jean Gorman.
Jean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know Bryn of the Massachusetts League? Bryn
No,
Gorman?
she was not in the league, and she passed away a few years ago. So,
Okay. No, Bryn Gorman is one of the leaders in the Massachusetts League.
oh, okay.
And
All
I
right.
thought maybe might be a
Oh God,
connection
maybe
there.
we're related. We don't know.
Could be. Could be. We'll have to check that out.
Making connections. Um, we can kick it off with anybody's questions. If you come with them, I can also dig around in my inbox and if there was anything in the Google group. Okay, I'll do a little bit of poking around. I know that there was a question about members only, and if anybody uses members only and what they might have or might be using it for. So if anybody in this call has members only that they're using on Milo, let us know what it is that you do with that. Why do you use it? Is it, mostly for minutes, or is it for your members to have access to a contact list, whatever it may be?
We just started using members only, and it was suggested that there was a meeting that was just for members that was listed there. We added three items to our calendar, and then made the third one private so that it would show up as members only. But we haven't had a robust discussion about what we should be using it for, so we'll work on that.
Joe, I'm the one that posed the question. I'm from Northern California. Hi, I'm Maurice.
Hello.
My first one of these, I think. So we're trying to drive people to our Milo page. And obviously, to get to the members only, they have to create a profile. And so we're trying to come up with interesting content to have them create a profile so they will more interact with the page. And so that is what was behind the question.
Awesome.
They,
Okay.
I don't understand need a profile.
To be able to access a league's members only section on Milo, your members would need to have a login, a user login
Right.
for Milo. And that would, yeah, there's no connection between the national database, so it would be a separate login than what they have for the portal.
Right. And it just has to be listed by the webmaster on the members only page or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me find that documentation because there's technically three different ways. If your league hasn't already requested a bulk member upload, each league gets one of those, as a courtesy, and that's really helpful, especially when you are starting off your list. I think it's this one. So this is just talking about what it would mean to manage a members only, basically what we were talking about now, and then what it would take as a webmaster. And so this is the other bit I was talking about, how to set up your manage members list. The second option is to request that bulk member upload from us. The first option is manually adding members. So as someone already mentioned, just going in and making those new user profiles. And then the third option which still requires webmaster approval, but you can allow the user to register themselves. They technically already have that access because any general public member, when they visit a Milo site, most of them have that login bar, and then anybody can create a user account, but not just anybody can gain access to a particular league's private content. That's where that requirement of webmaster approval comes in. You would see them on your list of members as pending, and then you can then choose who you want to make active, and then that saves you a little bit of the process as compared to option one with manually adding them the whole way through. Any questions about members only or managing your list of members on Milo?
Does anybody else use the members only? Besides Ernie? Okay.
We just started using it. I'm
Pardon?
not really sure how.
Okay.
Mary Jo, you do use the members only?
Yeah. So, but I frankly have no idea who uses it. And there's, as far as I know, there's no way that I can find out. I always encourage board members, especially, to do it. But what I do put on there, so yeah, if there were a member only meeting, and that would probably just be for program planning, I would put that on there. Just, you know, why not? I do post our minutes. And I have in our newsletter, I put down board briefs, so to speak, and then with a note, the full contents are available on, you know, our website, members only. And then like yesterday, we got a grant for youth voter registration, and with the email came a booklet, a sort of a how-to do it. And I thought, oh, why don't I put that on? So one of my pages is for documents, and one part of that is national documents. So I thought, oh, I'll put it on there. The other big thing I have is, and again, who looks at it, but is our roster, our membership roster, and then our bylaws. And there's probably something else, but I don't remember offhand.
I'm assuming the roster includes their contact info too?
Oh yeah, that's the
Okay.
whole idea. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Mary Jo.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cork, we do not use the member sign on, only because I've never set it up. But we do try in order to get our members to go to our website. We do try whenever possible in emails, like if we're announcing that there's an event, something like that, we direct them or give them a link back to our website, back to that calendar event. And we make all of our, really anything that we do, we put it on our calendar. And if it is a members only, I identify what's a members only meeting and what is a public meeting. So we do try to drive our members back in that way, is to give them links and say, if you want to read our newsletter, here's the link. You have to go to the website, and once you're on the website, you'll find it. Or if you want to go to this event, read more about it at this link, something like that.
Yeah, I put the voter on there too. I forgot. Thanks for the jogging of memory.
We make our voter public, and we also have our bylaws and policies are public as well. We have those on our that anyone can click.
Yeah. I know the state of Michigan, I was talking to Paula about it, and she said, we don't even want you to put it on the members only, the bylaws of Michigan. Try to take them down. I'm not sure what that was all about, but.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Our members do not want the roster of the members only. And they said, well, maybe you could ask everybody And I thought that's more trouble than it's worth, but they're afraid about their emails getting hacked or something. It doesn't make much sense to me because
Yeah.
whoever wants them has them anyway.
Yeah, we don't use members only at all. Our bylaws are open to the public and our voter also, but I also send out, e-blasts periodically and the voter, and in all of those, I have a link, a button to get them to the website to encourage them to go there. But yeah, there's nothing proprietary on our website.
Okay.
Matt, have you ever used or have you used yet the portal email function?
The portal, not really. You mean to put our stuff up there?
No, to send an email out. So usually when I send an email that's going to more than members, I'm using Constant Contact, so that gets our supporters. But I like the idea of the email from the portal because it looks more leaguish because it's got our logo and also that way I don't get the supporters other than people who have been members for the last 4 years. That's one of the categories you can choose
Okay.
besides active members. But I was just going to say, if anybody is using it, I was having trouble. You're supposed to be able to, like I sent one out, I don't know, a week ago, and I want to send it out again. So there is a link to say repeat, but I have not been able to do that. And it sounds like there's a character restriction on the subject. And somehow if you're repeating it, it automatically adds some more characters somehow. So you have to be, and I forget what the number is, but you have to be careful about how long your subject is, which is a real pain. But when I do it, I get this red block on the bottom that says something about this didn't work, or I don't know how it is. Anyway, just
And that's doing it from the portal?
yeah, but
Yeah.
I like using it. But again, do I want of course, many of our supporters are, members from 4 years ago. So it just depends.
Yeah, we don't, make any distinctions about 4 years ago or not. What we use Constant Contact also, and we have different lists, and one list is members, and then we have 3 lists of friends of the league, which is people who've signed up to get stuff from us, but who aren't members. And then we also have another list of partner organizations. And so like when I send out the voter, I send it to everybody, all those people. But like when there's invitations to our annual meetings, that only goes to the members.
Right. Well, but on the portal, you can, it's just automatic the way you can choose your last 4 years. And in terms of membership, if you only wanted to get like people that are in arrears for a month or something like that,
Gotcha.
choose that list and send out an email to all those people. Anyway, it's just worth exploring, in my opinion.
So I was unaware the member portal was an email system. That people use that?
It's kind of new. Yeah, I've been using it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think our membership chair might actually use that to like follow up with people who are in arrears and things like that. Seems to me that I've heard about that, but it's not anything that I have anything to do with.
Okay.
Good.
Well, I do both, so
You're a busy lady.
I'm stuck. Yeah.
So to use that though, only certain board members
Right.
can use that.
Yeah,
So
and
like,
I'm not right, and that's a good point, and I'm not sure exactly because I have to go away for a few days, and I want to make sure somebody knows how to do it. But you're right, I have to figure out who has access to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on the list. So I'm on the leadership list.
Yeah.
But as webmaster, I have no other access. So I can't use the email. I can't send through that. So even though I'm on the list, I'm not able to do that. So I think it's restricted to just
certain board
some,
members.
I'm going to send Nora or membership. I'm going to send that question because it's probably in, well, I guess I should probably look in the administrative book first, but I think that's an important question because it's easy to use.
Yeah, she's pretty responsive.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'll put her email in the chat in case anybody else has any similar questions. Oh, it didn't hyperlink.
It's all there though. Yeah, I mean, I have access to our membership list on the portal. I don't know if that gives me access to the emailing also. I haven't looked into it.
so it should. If you
Yeah.
can, you
I can
see your
see
members.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see your members, then you should have the ability to click their names and send them an email.
And we'll have to check that out.
So maybe it's anybody that has access to the portal. And then the question would be, how do you get access to the portal? I mean, to the roster. Yeah.
Roster, yeah. Well, Nora would be able to tell us, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, even if it's a new feature, I don't know if they'll have it in the league management section, but that I know they certainly have resources there.
Well, it's been out a couple months and she's had it on her monthly thing twice, I think.
Okay, awesome. So there may be something there to help. Any questions? I went ahead and dug through my email, so I have a question that someone posed about menu links. I can go over that.
About what?
Menu links.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to jump into that.
Okay, because he had been sick. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah.
Okay, so let me just use one of our demo sites. You probably should have had a good setup example, but let's go over the different ways that you can add a menu link and then what are the best ways for the type of link. So the first way, when you hover over your menu on any page, the little cog that appears, when you click on that, you can click to list links. So that's the quickest and most accessible way to get to editing your menu. The other way, if you are on your home page, we always have this administrator league menu, and you can go to manage menu. So this is the same as clicking on list links. It takes us to the same destination. So the first way that you can add a link is directly through the menu. I usually recommend this for external links. So links that are going to be outside of Milo. It just works best for those external links and really is the only way to add a menu link that is outside of Milo. And let me actually just go through the steps. So we click on add link. The menu link title. And then the path is going to be what destination it should be. For paths that are external, you always have to start with that, they call it the protocol, but that HTTP or HTTPS :/ that always has to be included to be for the system, the Milo system, to recognize it as an external link. Otherwise, it'll assume it's on the Milo URL, and then it'll result in a broken link. So I'm just putting my league's website, which is outside of Milo. If you add a description, it'll be like a tooltip when they hover over the menu link. Let's put something there. By default, the enabled checkbox is there. If you wanted to save, a disabled menu link that you will enable at a later time, you can save it that way. And then this option, show as expanded, it doesn't do anything until a menu link has child links underneath it. And showing as expanded just means it will always be stretched out and show whatever child links are underneath it. And then the parent link, this is where you choose. If you leave it as the default, then it will be a main menu item. Main menu item meaning like the one with the star. Or you can tuck it anywhere under one of these existing ones. And remember, if you choose a disabled parent link, it won't show up. This new link won't show up because because the parent is not showing. I'll tuck it under something there and we'll save. And so I don't think I don't have my calendar menu item showing as expanded, so it doesn't show automatically. But when I click over to calendar, now I see test link there. Oh, and I clicked it a little too fast, but see, it opens up a new tab for that external link. And then when I hovered over the link, it says click me. So that's the recommended way to add an external link. Like if I'll see a lot of league sites will like put links to Ballotpedia or different resources, their county or state elections resources. That is the recommended way, I would say, for adding those types of links to your menu.
Can I suggest a real life example that would be helpful to me anyway?
Yeah, sure.
There's the League of Women Voters, Greater Los Angeles area is having a event on August 6th, screening of Democracy Under Siege. And it shows up in an email and there's a link to get tickets, free tickets to the movie screening. Is that something that could be added as a link?
I
As
would
an event
I would
somewhere?
think that might be best as maybe an article or maybe created as your own event. The other thing too that you can do with events is subscribe to a league's entire calendar. So if your league wants to have all of the League of Greater Los Angeles's events come through to your calendar, you can do that. But if you want it to be in your menu, you can. I just don't think that that's the best practice for that type of link. You could have a link to your events and then, have more information on that page.
And so to do that, you'd have to go to their homepage and hopefully find the event and then use that to create your own event.
Let me quickly go to subscriptions. We'll come back to
Okay.
adding menu links. So for adding a subscription, you'll start out on your home page and then go to new draft. We're going to scroll down all the way to subscriptions. Oh, my demo league is already subscribed. So just look for Greater Los Angeles and then you check them in the list. And then make sure that you're publishing this change before you save. And then when you visit your calendar, I guess they don't have any upcoming on their calendar. Okay, well, if they don't actually have it posted on their website as an event, then this won't really be a solution.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would maybe say start out with an event or an article, creating either one of those, putting whatever information you want about that event and relevant links. And then once it exists as an event, let me see if I can use maybe an old event that I have on this demo site. Let me find one real quick. Let's just work with this. Okay, so we'll pretend that this test article is my article promoting that Los Angeles League event. I'll make a new draft. And this actually will tie into the other way to add a menu link. And this is the recommended way when we're talking about a page or an article, an event that exists in your Milo site, like I'm working on. So we scroll to the very bottom of this new draft. Oops, not that far. Before I get to the menu link, I would suggest promoting it to your front page as well. Anything, especially when it's an upcoming event, is great to have on the home page right in their face. So that's what that means. And then the menu settings. This is where we want to check the box to provide a menu link. The link title we can change if needed. Again, the description, if we add something, it becomes a tooltip when we hover over. And then the same question as before. Do you want the parent to be the demo Milo site or whatever your league's name is, and that will make test article a main menu item? Or do you want it to be a child link under any one of these other ones? So I'm just going to tuck it under about. I'm going to go back here to publish before I save. And you can save it in draft mode. You just may or may not see the menu link there yet until you publish. And so I'm on the test article page, so it shows expanded. I think the about section I might have expanded at all times. Oh, no, this site is a little wonky. Oh yeah, it remains expanded, the about menu link. But that would be what I would recommend. And you may want to put that article or that event maybe under your calendar or something. Even if you make a new menu link or something that would house those kinds of things. But then here it is also, there we go, test event is on my front page now since I promoted that. Any questions about any of that?
Can I ask Cork about how he got the information that he would like to publish?
I'm on an email list, I guess. I get an email from them sometimes two a day, one every, it's sporadic, but I got it. I don't even remember how I signed up, but I signed up somehow, and the information is in the form of an email. And I was trying to figure out how to copy the flyer and post it, but I haven't been able to do that.
I think when I visited their site before, oh, it might not have Grader. When I visited their site before, I think they do have, like they ask you if you'd like to subscribe to their emails. I'll drop this in the chat in case anybody was wanting to take a look at that for that league. Yeah, there we go. I'm assuming this is probably
that's probably what it was. But yeah, this is a movie with Heather Cox Richardson and Jamie Raskin and some other people, and it's all, I guess it came out about a year ago, but it sounds like would be something worth looking at. So that's why I was trying to figure out how to post the information. And I looked in their calendar and I did not see it. I only saw this email.
Right. I mean, you could even try, asking them if they are going to be posting it, because then once they do, then you could do like we showed, subscribing
Okay.
to their events, and then
Okay.
that won't get it in your menu or on your front page, but it'll be in your calendar, and then you can,
Promote it.
you can't promote the calendar,
Oh, okay.
but you can, create content on your homepage and link to it, or however you want to get around
Okay.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah. You are muted. Sorry, Mary Jo.
And I was just saying that I think I had asked before about alerts, and you told us the same thing, that you can't promote it to the front page.
With action alerts and articles that are not your own, that are subscribed, you can promote those, but
Oh, I can't. Okay.
events you cannot.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Mhm,
So I never did what you did to put to add a resource, like to an organization or something.
Oh, mhm.
I've created pages, and so like I looked. One of my links is to Wayne County City
Mhm.
Clerk.
Mhm.
That's where you can see who was all running and all that kind of stuff. And I created a page just for that. But I guess I could have done what you showed us earlier and just used the link.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on
It'll look the same.
if you don't have too much information on the page about the link and you're mostly just directing people to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that it makes sense to put it in your menu, but maybe you also consider, if your menu is rather long, it's easier to put maybe those 2 or 3 links on one page rather than adding.
Yeah, well, it's on its own. It's still it's on its own, and I wouldn't. Well, I guess I could put it with local. I don't know. I just thought that I got enough questions on that, just from people I know, and I said, I'm going to make that right
Available right then.
front and
Yeah,
center.
right.
But my
Yeah.
so my other question was, okay, what was the I know I've tried this with subscriptions, and I don't know why I didn't add the events, but what's the step in between homepage and getting just subscriptions?
The new draft button?
To get to subscriptions, to get to that
Making
list.
a new draft of your homepage, and you just scroll down to subscriptions.
Oh, new draft. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Either new draft or edit draft, depends on if you have an active draft there or not.
Yeah, I think I'll do the, because there's 3 other leagues in Wayne County. I might do that. I thought I did, but I don't know why I didn't keep it. I don't know. I'll find out.
I have on my homepage, pretty close to the top, just a section called our upcoming events. And then I just put links there, maybe with a little explanation to, especially community events that aren't actually league events, but also our own upcoming, like our annual meetings and things like that. I will put into that little area. It's kind of manual, it's just text on the homepage, but it's kind of close to the top. I just added a few other things too, like our elevator pitch about how we're nonpartisan, and just right below this.
Okay,
There you go.
awesome.
Some of our upcoming events. And, so I manually maintain that as things have already happened, then I take them off as things come up. But I don't put everything on there. I just put like the major events or the things that I think are of most interest to the general public. Because we changed our calendar, and I can't change it back, but it seems like I like the way it is. We don't use the league events as much. Our calendar goes straight to our embedded Google Calendar.
Mhm.
And so the only time I actually create league events is like if I want to link to more information about an event from someplace else.
I see.
Because each one of these, obviously they if you click on them, they go to a description of not that one, because
but it opens it up in kind of a pop-up
right,
little
like
window.
if you open that up, if you click that, then I can put links in there, and that's where I'll put the links.
Wow, that's nice. That's a Google Calendar?
Yeah,
Google
it's an
Calendar.
embedded Google Calendar.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
And
Yeah.
I was just pointing out to one of my people the other day that she was saying, well, she'd like to have like a full month view, and if you just click on schedule,
Oh, this one.
then you can change it to month.
That's
But see, then you can't read the events as much. So I like the list, but you can toggle back and forth.
yeah, that's really nice.
So
And can you, okay, so you on your calendar then, you can either have the embedded Google Calendar, or you can have the calendar in Milo, but you can't have both of those.
well,
can.
when you click on calendar, and if you have that set to go to the embedded calendar, then you stop being able to see the
I see.
Milo events.
Mhm.
I can still create them, but they don't automatically show up under the calendar tab. So, the only way people see them is either if I promote it to the front page, it'll be there because I have a couple at the bottom that are promoted, and but or I just go into manager, content manager, and I can find them that way and then get the link and link to them from wherever I want, which is usually from the Google Calendar or some other announcement like that thing I showed you on the front page about upcoming events.
I see.
Now, could you do a so in the Milo calendar, could you make an event,
Mhm.
make an article? I guess you could make an article too, but make an event, and in that event, it would say, CF
Location and who to contact. Yeah.
and have a link go to the Google Calendar so that you would have both, so they
See,
can
this
see.
right. So like for instance, we've got a quarterly meeting coming up on the 8th. It's the day of action. You can see it right there. And so if you click on that, it'll say learn more here, and that goes to a Milo event. And then I also have that same event. That's the event that I have on my homepage in that upcoming events thing. And that also has a link that goes to this Milo event.
I see. Okay. Right.
So, I like to reuse the things that I have available, but one of the things I never liked about Milo events was you can't make them recurring, and we have a ton of stuff on our Google on our calendar that's recurring. In fact, most of it's recurring. So I was constantly having to go in there and update the dates after every meeting, And I decided it was easier to just put it on the Google Calendar where we can have recurring. And then I only use Milo events for this. But these are, kind of nice, and they have all the information, and you can link to them from wherever you want. If you have access, which, we have to go to content to see them because they
Right.
don't automatically show up under the calendar tab.
Requires your webmaster access as
Right,
opposed to
exactly.
if you had the public calendar. But yeah, the takeover of the Google Calendar taking over the default Milo calendar, that was only because of the URL. That the same thing technically can happen to your articles page, your
okay.
action alerts, your positions. If you name a page simply articles, then you will no longer get to see this default list of articles
Mary Jo
So-
found that out.
Yeah, every now and then a new webmaster finds this little fun detail out. It doesn't take
Right.
it doesn't take really any much at all for us to come in and intervene and change it back basically.
Mhm.
But it isn't something that you as a webmaster can undo.
Right.
So don't freak out if that ever happens. We'll come in and basically rename that new page so that it's no longer just articles or just calendar. And then we'll break that connection of the URLs there. But yeah, that is the reason why her default calendar is not there visible, but yeah, the functionality is still there. So that is, I think, a great idea of making them both work. And like you said, it's a great place to just have all the information online to point to.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I used to have to like create a Milo event for everything and update the Google Calendar. And now I only have to update the Google Calendar and I only create an event when I want to be able to link to it for more information.
Awesome.
So, as I said, I don't have the Google thing, and it would be nice if somebody in our league, would want to do that. I'm not going to do it. But what I was going to say in terms of events, so for instance, on Monday, maybe or Sunday night, I looked at what I had on my homepage and then also in calendar, and I want to make sure. Well, what I had on my homepage, and I made sure that because I might have events that weren't coming, and I created them maybe 2 weeks ago, so I have them lower on the homepage. I have them above action alerts, depends on what it is, and below all the voting stuff. But so Sunday night I'll look at my website, and then I'll look at calendar and make sure that anything that's coming up next week are up far or further on the page. That's about all I do. And the truth is, we don't do that much in terms of all these wonderful subcommittees you have. So if we ever did that, then it would be time to do something else, because we need something to keep things straight. But anyway.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
show off your site too. Drop this in the chat. Any other questions or comments?
I'm seeing on the website that you're showing now for Dearborn,
Mhm.
at the top in the blue stripe, it says LWV member portal.
Mhm.
And I think down on the left-hand side, it also says that. Is that
Yes.
the same link?
It is. It isn't the same, like they're not both controlled by the same button or, like by the same switch. This is part of the login bar. If your league wants to opt out of either the entire login bar or wants to opt out from displaying this button, just let us know and we can do that for you. This button down here, I don't
It's
have.
extraneous, but Jennifer really liked it.
Yeah, I think that's
Remember?
something that is through the homepage. There's a specific setting under the member portal buttons, and it asks you yes or no if you'd like to display
Okay.
I think it's like a member portal button. It's something along those lines that it asks you, and then if you check the box yes, it'll place that button for you. I think, or that's placed manually. It's one or the other. But yeah, those both are going to the portal website.
Okay. Yeah.
I had a quick question about Google Analytics. So I got, the monthly report, your Google Analytics performance report for June 6th through July 3rd. Now it's telling me again, and I'm sure I've asked this before, active users, 4.3 thousand. I mean, New users, 4.2 thousand. It's just crazy. And underneath it does have, it says like active users, then it has a percentage, 122.08%. So I don't know what, maybe, are they saying that this amount is up 122%? I don't know. But it doesn't really not telling me anything. It's not telling me how many people are actually going to our page, you know?
Yeah,
Sure.
those default emails, I don't think they give that basic information, but that's reports that you can set up to be sent to you.
Really?
I will definitely uh take note. We'll plan to have a Google Analytics session next time.
Okay.
Because even just some of those basic reports to set up won't even require, I think it's mostly just saving the report and then setting up the email and the schedule. So I'll definitely do a little more homework on that. Because I know the simple stuff, but if we want to get anything a little more complex, I have to brush up on that.
And then I turn the page over, I see a bounce rate and it says 97%. What are you talking about? Now, I guess it's probably on this. So it has 3 or 4 articles. And so it says, Dearborn Heights subscribed articles. And then it says views 900, active users 900, and then bounce rate. So maybe we can talk about that. What does that mean? And then I know what I was going to say originally was that these are the 3 things. I mean, the photo ID thing is still there. Second, I mean, is that all they're looking at? Because that's the one that always comes up. That doesn't make sense to me. But anyway.
So,
Yeah, I wouldn't know just off the top of my head. But if it's listing those links and showing you the views, that's not necessarily saying this is all they're looking at, but
Oh,
they're
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
they're kind of
But
sampling that.
although, okay, now this is interesting. So a couple of our candidates withdrew, and I wanted to make sure people knew how to spoil their ballot. So I see that on here, the 5th one down is, did you know you can track your absentee? Oh, wait, that's a different question. Sorry. But that's still something I put up within the last couple months, is about voting. So that's interesting. That's 1, 2, 3, 4th down. And again, it says 148 views, which, that it could be. It could be. Yeah.
so
Anyway.
Mary Jo, one thing you might want to do just for the fun of it is Gemini sits up on my screen when Google's open on the top right bar up on the top of the screen. And just click on Google Gemini and ask it to explain the report and see what it says. Ask it what bounce back means or whatever that term is. But I've been doing that with a lot of different things, from lawnmower reviews to figure out if Facebook posts are true to all kinds of things. And it's interesting the information it comes up with pretty rapidly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and especially it being a Google Analytics report, Gemini should know it best, right? It's its own similar product. So, yeah, thanks for that, Cork. But we'll talk about the terms that you'll see too in reports next time. And I'll
Okay,
show
thanks.
resources where Google has those definitions, but we'll talk about them as well.
Okay.
And going back to our our first conversation, maybe about the membership portal and the league leader roles and who can see what, what can the president see, what can the webmaster. I'm going to put in the chat here the link where I found on the National League's website, where there is a membership portal league leader roles that explains who can see what, if that helps anyone.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Deborah. Any other questions or comments?
And you can see they updated pretty quickly. It's July 16th. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Maybe Nora will be saved an email.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it, Ed.
Um, on the calendar page, I have an event and I'm trying to paste a lot of information on there. So I'm putting some in the summary and the rest down in the body of the event. Now, in the summary, there's an email link address that when you go and look at the event live, it works. It's an email.
Mm-hmm.
I have another one called Link that links to the payment page, but it in the summary it will not save the link for that. Is
Okay.
that unusual?
No, that is how it works. With the summary, it is plain text only with the exception of email addresses because our system will recognize any email and hyperlink it separately. But
Okay,
plain text just meaning, yeah, anything that has HTML formatting, it's gonna get lost. So
okay, I'll put that down in the read more section then.
okay.
It works down there, right?
Yes. I was gonna
Right.
say, I mean, there is a way that I recommend to folks if you are wanting to have HTML formatting in there. Let me see if I can masquerade as you real quick. Or is it all together? Okay, so let me just pop in here real quick. Oops. Okay. So it isn't in the body. That's okay. I just wanted to see
Yeah,
where get a lay
the
of
summary.
the
It's
contents.
link. The third line is second line link.
But the original content, you're copying it from somewhere else off of
Right.
Milo? Okay.
Right.
That might not be doable then for my workaround.
Well,
Actually,
I could just say click on the read more, and I'll have everything down in
and
there.
you'll have it down here. Okay. Because the workaround I usually recommend is adding an additional formatted text box and then using that kind of like a playground to paste your text into the WYSIWYG side, because usually WYSIWYG is good about keeping hyperlinks and keeping most basic formatting. And then from there, you can switch the text editor from WYSIWYG to full HTML, and then you can copy the entire thing. Obviously, in the body, if you had it in this section, it would be hard to tell what exactly to copy. But if you were working with just a formatted text box that's empty other than that section, then you know you can copy it in its entirety in the full HTML side. And then this HTML you would plug into your summary box.
Okay, that's probably more
Yeah,
involved than I
as
really
you
need to do.
said, you can just put in whatever is necessary in the body and it'll hyperlink as you expect.
Right. Okay. That's interesting, but emails do work.
Yes. Yeah.
One thing that I think I learned from you, Maurice, and actually I've been using it more in Constant Contact, but I do notice that, like I did one the other day that about a conference that's coming up, and I copied and paste and wanted to paste it, and so I just pasted it, and I realized, oh, I should have done paste plain. Is that what it's called?
Oh,
Because otherwise, the first time I could tell that they were, I guess, using tables and stuff because it just, some stuff was on one side, and I thought, oh no, let me just do it plain, and then it came out great. Now I realize it won't have any links, but I just, take care of that.
you go through it manually. Yeah. So I right click on my screen, the options here are paste or paste as plain text. And then the
Mhm.
other way to paste as plain text is toggling this button here, and
Oh.
it'll enable paste as plain text mode. But
Hmm.
it's
I never
easier to
noticed.
just right click
Yeah,
since it's the same function.
That's nice to know because what I usually do is I paste it in Notepad and then take that plain text.
I
But
see.
this is quicker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, that works for everything, but
Mhm.
since this takes care of it, I should start doing it that way.
Yeah, save you a little bit of time with each of
Yeah.
those. If you're ever copying from a Milo page to create another Milo page, you shouldn't have to, worry about pasting as plain text. That's where it should be a one-to-one translation where what you saw on the previous page, you're going to see on the new page. When we're talking about maybe copying from a Word doc or a PDF or an external website, you may have to play around with that paste as plain text. Awesome. All right, folks. Well, that takes us to the end of today's session. Let's plan for August 6th. We will be back here, and that will be a Google Analytics session, an overdue one, really. I don't remember the last time we had one.
Oh,
So
I
Google-
probably won't be able to be at that one, darn it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, the conversation may continue. It's
Yeah.
probably going to be a lot to have in one session. So maybe we'll make it a month of Google Analytics. But yeah, we'll kick off the first one of those on the 6th, and then maybe we'll revisit or talk about some new stuff on the 20th. But
Thanks.
next time we'll see each other will be August 6th, and I will definitely be making a reminder in the Google group.
Thank you.
All righty. Thanks, everybody. And
Yeah.
if anybody has any particular specific questions, you can stick around. But thank you so much for today.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks.
Have a great day, everybody.